Hi, I'm Diana Reese of the Inland Urban Forest Council. We're a network of tree advocates that works to promote the sustainable management of community forests for inland Southern California. If you have a young tree, proper care at the beginning will ensure its long and healthy life so it can provide you benefits and a return on your investment in it. You can prevent damage and future tree hazards with correct pruning of the tree's structure when it is young. Chris and Raquel Falco, board members of the IUFC, explain structural pruning of young trees.
So when a tree is young like this and we see certain structures that could eventually result in failure, we try to correct them. We have a situation on this tree here. This is called codominance. Codominance meaning there's two trunks here that are competing with each other, and the union between the two has something called included bark. And when the union has two stems that are too close together, the bark can kind of turn in on itself. And then in between here, you have bark tissue and not wood tissue, which results in a poor attachment. So as this tree grows, as these two stems get larger, this defect could eventually result in a failure. So now that the tree's small, we can take action to prevent that. For most trees, the ideal structure is one single trunk with subordinate lateral branches. Okay, so if we try to prune this tree to get back to that structure, we have a couple of options. And this option kind of depends on your goals, which you need to have in pruning, and those are going to be determined by, for example, the owner's expectations of the tree. If I cut this whole branch off here, which is an option, the tree might look a little lopsided at first. So if someone doesn't want to lose that much, then we have other options. We can leave this union here and then reduce some stuff over here. I could take off some branches on this side, reduce the height, and then over time what will happen is this will stay relatively small, and then this will become the main trunk, and this will become a subordinate branch. That's called structural pruning. Okay, so on this tree, we've assumed that the owner doesn't want to remove this whole branch. They don't want to lose that much canopy. So what we're going to do is reduce this branch. Raquel is making some reduction cuts. So she's basically taking branches back to smaller branches. So she's not making heading cuts. She's not cutting right through a stem. So she's cutting. In this example, she cut back to another existing branch that's just smaller. That's a reduction cut. So these leaves generate energy and food, and that's what the tree builds itself out of carbon. So by removing more or less the source of carbon, the food source, this side can't grow as fast. This side is going to get bigger. This side will grow at a slower rate. And I imagine eventually these two stems are going to fuse in some manner. So structural pruning is the most significant type of pruning for young trees because we're developing a structure. Once trees are mature, if they have a good structure, then we just do regular maintenance like removing dead material and things like that. But structural pruning is critical for young trees.
Pruning at home doesn't always require a helmet, but when you need to prune a larger tree and hire a contractor, make sure they are certified arborists, licensed and insured. They will know to follow all safety precautions. Check out the Inland Urban Forest Council's video about proper pruning of larger trees. Learn about the best times to prune and how to protect nesting wildlife in the free publication, A Practical Guide to Tree Pruning, How Not to Get Clipped.